Skybreaker's True Crime is not a newscast. The topics discussed and displayed herein are the opinions of the authors and are not to be misconstrued as legal or professional advice. This podcast is to inform, educate, and entertain. Viewer discretion is advised. The authors assume no responsibility for any circumstances arising out of the use, misuse, interpretation, or application of any information supplied herein. Welcome to Skybreaker's True Crime, where we guide you through real traumatic cases rooted in domestic abuse, honoring the afflicted while uncovering the warning signs, failures, and truths behind each story. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Harlow. All right, so we are going to Holly Springs, North Carolina, which is roughly 18 miles southwest of Raleigh. So this case got me so upset. Like, don't get me wrong, all of the cases that we've already done are very upsetting. But for some reason, this case had me so pissed off that I had to keep putting down my laptop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I have barely anything written down because it was so upsetting that I had to keep, like, closing the laptop, walking away. Then I'd be like, no, I gotta go back.
You gotta finish it.
So, don't have a lot of notes, but I'll let you know what happens. So, we have a conviction for this. And none of mine that I have done have had convictions. So, it's pretty interesting.
You haven't had you?
No.
Oh.
None of mine have had convictions.
Think of the connection to... Okay, let's continue, please.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was evident, but...
No, I guess I just never really thought of, like, we don't always consider, yes, they were convicted of first-degree murder, or this, or this, or this, and I do try to mention it, but I don't think I ever really paid attention. I'm so sorry. Not that I didn't, like, pay attention. Like, the details absolutely matter. I guess it just didn't click that we hadn't discussed it.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay, so I have a conviction, but I do not have a body.
Hold on.
Sorry.
How do you get never. How? What?
So, North Carolina now has this thing called the Brittany Act, where you can get a first-degree murder conviction without having to have the body, but if that murder is for a previous, partner that the person has had previous domestic abuse charges filed on them.
I didn't think you could get convicted without an actual body.
So it's called the Brittany Act.
At that point, it should just be missing persons. But, okay, continue.
Right.
You're the one who baited me.
I did. I did bait the shit out of you.
You did.
Okay, so we are meeting Monica de Moynan. I hope that's the pronunciation of her last name.
We're gonna butcher these names. We're butchering names.
Probably. So, Monica was 22 years old. She had 2 children, 4 and 1. And Monica was training to be a doula.
Wow.
Yeah. At 22.
At 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was in, okay, this is where this starts to piss me off. So Monica was in an on-again, off-again relationship with a guy named Brian Sluss.
Brian.
Brian. We're just gonna call him Brian.
Again, off again.
On again, off again for 5 years. Okay? 2 kids with him. She's 22 years old.
Can I
Guess
interject?
how old he is.
I don't like where this is going.
This man is 44 years old when she went missing.
So there's a 20-year gap between them.
22-year kid.
22-year gap between them. And they're on and get off again for 5 years. Okay. First of all, if it don't work out the first time, don't try it. Maybe a second time. But
She was 17.
when they got together.
And how old is the first child? How long are you pregnant? Amen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not say that loud enough? Fucking pedophile.
Very, very grooming.
I know you don't like this case.
I was right. So I was infuriated. So at first, this man lied about his age to her. To her. At first, it was he was in his late 20s.
Isn't it sad that we live in a generation where it's like, let me see your driver's license?
Right. You're like,
Sorry,
and
that was-
then it was, oh, I'm in my early 30s. And then finally it was, oh no, I'm in my late 30s. So, this man's birthday is March 21st, 1967. So check this shit out. So this is another thing where I am like so pissed off. So, okay, he not only lied to her about his age repeatedly, but he was also still technically married and had 2 kids.
Are you serious?
Right.
So you're like bottom of the bucket slime bag.
His wife at the time was 8 years younger than him.
It's a trend.
It's a trend. So when Monica turned 18, they like moved in together.
What happened to the wife? Was she like, oh, you're
getting that new model?
It's not even a new model. Like,
no, it is. It's right off the fucking
it's
line.
literally, it's not even done. It's an incomplete product.
So her parents, obviously, like, because this I had to look into, because yes, I understand that in North Carolina, legal age is like fucking 16 or some shit like that here.
I think it's like 16, and in some situations with parental consent.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yes.
But, her parents were fucking pissed. Like, he wasn't allowed at the fucking house. Like, they were like, no, how
did they not report him?
I have no idea.
I'm
And
sorry.
I don't know if it was because, like, in North Carolina, like, 16, so, like, 17, oh, she's an adult, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It didn't really go into that. But it's very upsetting, especially because, hang on, let me find it.
So, I mean, not just the age, the fact that he had to have had an affair on his wife. He already had a pre-existing family, and now you want to step out. I like it. Like, I'm intrigued.
Right. That's not the part that gets me pissed off. The part that gets me, like, really pissed off is that, like, I understand why the parents not only are pissed off because, hey, their child is a child still,
Mm-hmm.
and this grown-ass man is, like, pursuing and grooming and all of this other stuff. But her mom was 47 years old. Her stepdad was 42. The stepdad is younger than the boyfriend. Like, I'm sorry, that is just not,
Doesn't sit well.
it doesn't sit well at all.
Doesn't sit well.
Now, okay. I have been with somebody who was significantly older, but I was well into my 30s.
And I've been with someone who was significantly younger, but again, 30s, and they were way above legal age.
Right.
Like when you're at that crossroads where you can date them or their daddy, if they can't buy beer, it's not an option.
Right.
If I have to provide your alcohol, it's not an option.
Right.
Like you can go to war, but like you can't buy me a drink. You gotta go.
right. So that just got me so upset, and then I had to slam the computer shut and walk away.
What does a 17-year-old see in I mean, unless it's money. If it's still not okay, but it's like, all right, I see where this is. I see. Okay. At
He
least she's
wasn't
paying
he
a
was-
card right.
He wasn't even fine. He
Money!
wasn't even fine.
Money.
He don't look like he,
You got none.
no.
I mean, if he's divorcing that ex-wife, I'm sure if he had an affair with a young child.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I got one there.
You did. You did. I wonder if that's like grounds for like just like a speedy.
It is. Adultery is absolutely. If you can
No,
prove
I meant,
it's
like-
adulterous, but yes.
like with like an underage like.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, if he had a dime to his name and she played her cards right, she'd have taken every bit of it. She'd have scrubbed the silver off of it.
Okay, so
Anyways.
they had an on again, off again relationship for 5 years by the time Monica went missing. So they have 2 children together. One is 4, one is 1.
And Monica, so they have 2 kids.
He also has 2 kids with his previous wife.
He got 4.
He got 4 babies.
But he only got 2 baby mamas, so okay.
Okay, but he's old. He's old. A predator.
Okay. The Predator, I'm with you, but like we're talking 40s being old and we're pushing.
And we are not dating 17-year-olds.
No.
Okay.
I don't no.
Exactly.
Anything like I like I said,
Or
I dated tremendously
22-year-olds.
younger.
This time. So he was 44 and she was 22 by the time she disappeared. 5 years back.
One experience with a younger guy was enough for me. And believe me when I say he needed to pack up and go home to mommy. He wanted a mommy supplement, and I
Was not it. So, besides the predatorial.
there's more
Oh, yeah.
than the
There
predatorial.
is more than the predatorial. So, like I said, on again, off again. Okay, so she had gone to her parents when she found out that she was pregnant, and they weren't really, happy that this man,
Shit.
got their daughter pregnant. But she was like, "Hey, this is what's happening. I'm doing it. You're either on board or you're not."
I mean,
And so her family was like, "Okay, here we are." They threw her a baby shower. They were pretty supportive of like the pregnancy, not the relationship. But, they get their grandbaby.
They can't blame the baby for
Right. No.
all that.
So, in 2016, she got her first protection order out against him.
Oh.
Yes. And then I think he was like convicted of that one. No. 2017, sorry. He was convicted or charged. He didn't get convicted until 2 years later for that one.
Okay.
Okay, so he had choked her.
Convicted for a protection order?
No, so it was the protection order and then charged.
Charged for what?
I'm getting there.
Girl.
I know. So, in 2017, he got charged with domestic violence against her for choking her out, to the point where she passed out, like she lost consciousness. And he didn't get actually convicted of that charge until 2019, January.
Strangulation is one of the highest top 5 in domestic cases. Firearm is usually number 1, knife number 2, blunt objects like number 3. Strangulation, I think it's like 4 or 5.
Right. So
Very
this was yeah, her second time like kind of calling the police on him. The first one was a protection order because of an incident where he punched her in the face. Yes.
And she kept going. This is okay. Keep going.
So this is where that whole, like, she was young, she was groomed, she's trying to get away, like, and he just keeps coming after her. He just keeps coming and trying to be like, hey, no, baby, come on back. Like, we got kids
That's
together.
that
blah, blah, blah.
reconciliation
Mhm.
where it gets worse each time.
Right. So if we look at the dates, I think so in 2019, their youngest was 1. So around when the strangulation happened, I think they conceived.
So she was possibly pregnant.
Possibly.
I wonder if that was a trigger.
I don't know.
Theorizing.
Theorizing. With a little mathage. Or trying to math. That was interesting earlier, trying to math it. So he didn't go to court or get sentenced or charged or anything like that until January of 2019. Okay? The last time anybody saw Monica was April 2019.
So after he was charged, right? Well, convicted.
Yeah, after he
was convicted. I, theorizing again, guarantee that this was you made me do this, you're ruining my life, blah, 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 blaming her for his situation, his actions. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, yeah. So, no, there's even more.
Oh my God.
There is.
I'm legit holding in over here because I don't want to keep interrupting you.
So, the last time, like, her mother and stepdad saw her was in May. So they lived,
Excuse me.
I think, like an hour away, about
Hold
an
on.
hour away.
I think it said April was when she went missing.
Yeah.
They saw her in May.
March. It's one of the M months.
I was like, wait a second.
It's one of the M months. So the parents saw her in March, maybe. Down there.
Okay.
They lived about an hour away from Monica, but her and her mom like text all the time, called all the time.
Very involved.
Very involved. I don't know if they did video chats, but there were like physical phone calls, not just texting. So the last time that they had actually saw Monica was in March. Now, she worked as a waitress at a restaurant, and one of the eyewitnesses, or one of her coworkers, watched Brian drag her out of the restaurant. Like, while they were in there on again, off again.
I don't care.
I know.
If I'm not the stand by and watch your man manhandle you type, I'm
Right.
probably gonna end up in the back of a police car.
Yes.
Because if you're not gonna fight for you, I'm gonna fight for you. And we are in that day and age where people will literally rip out their phones and videotape that shit instead of stepping in.
Instead of stepping in.
And
being
I understand the danger and the mentality of I don't want to get involved. Well, put your fucking phone down.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pick up your phone, use it to call the cops. But hey, if I can't get involved, let me get somebody else. Anyways.
Yeah. So coworker witnessed this. And then the last time she was seen was, I'm pretty sure, at work. Was the last time that somebody saw
Same
her.
day that he drug her, like, right? Was that like
No.
the last time that she was seen at work? Was the day she was drug away, or is just, hey, I saw this, but didn't really.
Yeah, no, that wasn't, that incident did not happen like the day she went missing.
So it's a separate incident.
Separate incident. So like there were not only the documentations of like the protection order, getting punched in the face, getting charged with domestic violence, female, I think is what it said.
Assault on a female.
Assault on a female for choking her out till she passed out. But also having somebody that she works with witness this man drag her out of her workplace. So there were many incidences that were documented and witnessed.
Oh, at least they had the history, so they know what they were dealing with. And she had. Did she ever put a protection order?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So she did. Yes. Okay. So that's what he was charged with,
The-
was assault, and the protection order was put out for that.
The protection order was from when he punched her in the face.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Though, like, it's still assault.
Oh, well, yeah.
So yeah.
Just
So like he got
different-
charged for the assault, and the DVO was put on him to protect her.
Yes.
Okay.
The protection order was done for a previous incident. And then the charge was for another incident.
Another incident. So two different. Okay. Okay. I think I'm with you.
Okay. So Monica's like phone activity, credit card like activity or debit card, she wasn't going to work, everything kind of stopped. And the communication between her and Brian through text message stopped on April 7th, 2019. Like they were going back and forth about stuff like kind of during this time.
Well, yeah, they shared children, and I'm sure he wasn't like giving her any kind of peace whatsoever.
Especially with in January, he got sentenced. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe he just got like probation or something like that because
Yeah. Okay. So well, North Carolina.
right. So,
Oh, don't do that.
right.
Don't do that.
But here is where shit gets fucked up, even more than it already is. And it's pretty fucked up. Okay? So, her mom was still getting text messages from her. Her mom didn't file a missing persons report until July.
So if they were on the phone every single day, like then they have conversations consistently too.
Phone calls, yes, prior to this. But then all of a sudden, after April, it became
Just text.
just text messages. And it was always like, oh, I have to run here, my schedule. I only have a couple minutes and I have to do this and the kids and blah, 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 blah. There was always an excuse
Where were the kids?
until July. Okay? So until July. All of a sudden, her mother gets a phone call from Monica's apartment manager and says, hey, I haven't seen Monica since early March. No, late March. Late March.
This is July. She
Yeah.
went missing in April. He hasn't seen her since late March. I'm assuming it's when she paid rent.
So mom reports her missing and files for emergency custody with her grandbabies. who the grandbabies were in Virginia with Brian.
So good luck getting them. And a lot of times, because of North Carolina, you cannot file. There are circumstances, but you can't file emergency temporary custody at all without physical custody of the children. In most cases, unless it's life threatening, and they're like, "Hey, we need to pick them up." And at that point, yes, there's a lot of red tape around those, because taking them from the father without
Evidence.
I mean, with his history, he still had the history.
Yeah, he
They still
has
had the history to go by. I'm not comfortable today. I'm having issues. If you hadn't already picked up on the fact that Sarah's a hot mess, then now's your moment. Like, it's not broken. It's just I keep moving my fat butt around it. Anyways, so mom calls and goes for emergency temporary custody. So did they give her?
I'm assuming that they did, because the kids ended up like with her and the stepdad.
Yeah, well, that's good. But
Yeah.
at that point, it's like,
At that point, so the police end up like going and talking to Brian, obviously, right? And
which means that both state police have to be involved.
right, because he's in Virginia and
lines.
doing all this stuff. So check this fucking shit out. So he admits to pretending to be her to her parents, because he didn't know how to tell them that she was missing, because she got hooked on heroin and ran away. After he tried, because he said, the last time I saw her was in July, when I tried doing an in-home rehab and she ran away.
If you're going to make a cover story, make a good one. If you're going to lie, be good at it.
Here's where it gets even more fucked up.
How the fuck can it get more fucked up? He's a pedophile. He beat her. She kept going back, which is common.
Yes.
I'm not downing any woman, because
It happens.
it is very common,
Yes.
especially when children are involved. You're pretending to be her to her mother, which my sister lives out of state and talks to my mother every day.
So this is where it got kind of
Is-
like a little weird, because the mom said that it sounded like her in the text messages.
I mean, if you're studying someone, like I know how my man texts. I know how you will text. I like, after a long period of time, you can tell when it's someone
Yeah.
else. You know, their grammar, their punctuation,
Mm-hmm.
if they're using abbreviations, because I have one girlfriend who I swear it's like decoding, because she
Right.
uses all these little abbreviations instead of writing out words, and I'm like,
Do you have to look up on Google what does blah 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 mean?
no, because if I gotta do that, I'm gonna ask for clarification from them. I'm like, I'm not Googling this unless it's one of these slang terms my kids use. I'm like, the fuck does this mean?
Right.
But like, you know,
Yeah.
everything is like Y instead of WHY. So anyway, it's shorthanded.
Yeah.
But you learn those patterns, and I'm sure he knew hers.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I've ever been with somebody on that is at this level of like fucked up, I guess, because
I beg to differ.
I doubt that anybody can like
He
pretend to be me on.
no, they couldn't. Like, you don't post a lot on your socials.
Oh yeah, he was doing that too. He was posting on her social
To
media.
make it look like she was still.
But her credit card went from. No, okay, what was it? Oh yeah, so her phone, like getting online and everything like that, went from like affirmations and went for like all of like the doula training and everything that she needed to do, to searching for porn.
So he had been still paying the bill though, because after
And then her credit card started paying for his dating set, like website thing.
you know how we were talking about dumb criminals. You're not a smooth one, that's for sure. I mean, it took a lot of energy for him to do this cover up, but at the same time, like, you didn't do. I'm not encouraging cover up. So when I say he didn't do it well, I don't mean, oh, this could have been so much better. Like, here's some suggestions.
Like,
it's
stupid. You went to
yes.
I'm gonna tell you the next fucked up thing of what he did.
There's more.
There's more.
She picked a real chicken too. So wait a second. Here's what I don't understand though. Okay. In every relationship, don't get me wrong, I know this. In every relationship, I fully believe that when you move on to the next person or the next person, you know, each relationship you get something out of and you take that and you learn from it, or you should learn from that and evolve from each one of your relationships. Good, bad, in between. How was he with the ex-wife?
I don't know. There wasn't any kind of like
Or were they even divorced?
yes.
Did they finally get officially divorced?
Yes, they did have like the divorce.
Because I'm wondering if like he had these behaviors with her, or if it was like, hey, this is a whole different person because she was younger and easier to manipulate.
So
and...
I'm gonna give you the next tidbit.
I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. So Brian had his ex-wife, Geraldine, call the apartment manager in April and pretend to be her.
So she's just like, sure, I'm on board. Okay, that explains a lot. Now she's crazy too. Gotcha. Kind of needed that pen that just threw.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Fuck it. It's on the floor. So that kind of answers a little tidbit of that question. I'm sorry, but if any of my exes or my baby daddies ever called me and said, "Hey, I need you to pretend to be my current baby mama," I'm saying absolutely not.
I have a fucked up side note for just you and me later on this, but I can remember it. I wouldn't have done it for you. Even if it was a guy friend, but especially not my baby daddy or my ex, but if it was a guy friend that's like, hey, can you pretend to be my no, not even in like, I don't want to pretend to be your anything, much less to cover for you.
Right. Like that phone call probably was interesting. Be like, hey,
why would you agree to that?
Can you call and pretend to be Monica?
Why would you? You weren't in your right mind, clearly.
No. So,
then
then
threatened her.
The neighbor, what?
What if he threatened her?
Maybe. Or the kids.
Or the kids.
That's a possibility.
Anyways, the neighbor.
Anyway, so the neighbor said that he saw Brian at 3 a.m, April 7th or 8th, 3 a.m. I don't know. Carrying giant black trash bags out of the apartment.
Like packing stuff up or body parts?
I don't. I'm
'Cause,
assuming.
like,
I'm assuming body parts.
Because that wouldn't be.
It was like a fuzzy.
Wouldn't it be abnormal? Like, I use
3 in the
giant
morning.
contract. Okay, but like, still, that probably wouldn't.
Maybe on the way to work, but
That would not red flag me that much, because I've been up at 3 a.m. deep cleaning and going through my closet and shit, because that's just where my brain is. Can't sleep.
Okay.
You know, you get manic episodes and you're like, okay, I use the big black contractor bags.
I mean, okay. Do you think? I feel that if I have a protection order against somebody, you know, that I have kids with, and I live in an apartment, that the apartment manager, maybe my neighbors, if I know the neighbors, would know, hey, if you see this person,
So it's her apartment he's cleaning out. Okay, I'm stupid. I missed that.
Yeah, her apartment.
I thought you meant his.
No.
But like, okay. No, if he was at her apartment, then yeah, that would be a phone call to the cops and be like, listen,
Like, this dude's violating,
there's a protection order on him. I know that. Or even if they don't know that this guy is, if there's a DVO, then clearly hasn't been seen. I don't know. As a neighbor, I'm very stay over your fence line. Like, I'll wave at you. But I don't want you to come over and have a conversation. Like, I don't want to have tea. I don't need to borrow your sugar.
So I've lived in like apartment complexes, in the hood in Michigan, but I knew my neighbors. I was cool with my neighbors, mainly because I was very loud.
3 a.m. cleaning out the apartment with trash bags. With no idea what was inside the bag.
Yeah, no idea what was inside the bag. So Brian gave 2 different stories to the police. The one about I haven't seen her since June when I tried to, do an in-house rehab. And then she ran away.
You still had a fucking DVO and you just admitted you had violated your protection order. Even if you have a protection order, okay, it goes both sides.
Yeah.
So like you can't contact if you have one out on against somebody, even if the state puts it out against them. You cannot make contact with them legally, and it gets broken all the time. It is regular. A bail bondsman will tell you, wait until you're across the street. Have someone else come pick them up. Don't get caught, because then you can be at fault too. Like, I've literally had someone tell me this. And it's like, okay. So you just admitted that you broke your DBO and your protection order to start with.
Right.
Right.
And then admitted that he was pretending to be her.
Which is impersonation.
Right. And then his story turned to she wasn't addicted to heroin, but she was depressed. And ran away.
Without her kids.
Without her kids.
No reports on what kind of mom she was there?
Her family said that she was a very dedicated mother.
I mean, some of the family comments that I read, I'm like, they're so fluff.
She was the middle child. She had an older sister and a younger brother, and she used to defend her brother like all the time. He was so the older sister was 27, she was 22, and he was 15. And the older sister said that Monica was the glue that kind of held like all of the siblings like kind of together.
Okay.
She was kind of the bridge.
So I don't know. I have a very bad tendency to have multiple views on things, and they constantly contradict each other because I try to look at all angles and aspects of things, and it's a fucking curse. Like, if you were to disappear, I'd be like, well, hell no, she never walked down on her kids. Like, there's no way you would walk away and leave your children. But I do have a friend or two that I'm like, yeah, I can see her doing that. Or him. I can see, I have a guy friend who I'm like, yeah, I could see him walking away and not turning around. I couldn't fucking do it.
Right, no. And prior to me having kids, I was a runner. I'm a runner.
And then your kid, your family.
But
like,
as soon as I had my kids, that was out the fucking window. I normally would run. I would run in the middle of the night.
Okay, like physically running.
No. Not like, oh my God, I'm going out for a run. Like,
taking off.
Taking the fuck off. Like,
Freebird. But you didn't have kids.
Trash bag with like a couple of clothes, dog, car. Middle of the night. Had kids? Nope. What?
I don't see you doing that with the kids now.
No.
But You're definitely the friend I would have been like, bitch, turn your location on.
Yeah.
I
Oh
would've
yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
like constantly worried.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. No, there were many.
But I would still know if someone was trying to text to pretend to be you.
Right.
But if they know, like I will say this, I have sent text messages for my friends through their phones before, and I know how they speak and their punctuation enough to know how to sound like them. So that really isn't that difficult to pull off. But not for a long
months?
period, not for months, not for a long period of time. No, once or twice, maybe. But now I do
That's
have
like-
some friends that are like, no, that wasn't you.
That's like 3 months of him talking to mom
Daily. There's no
and
way.
posting.
And see, what they're not coming to work and her posting, coworkers aren't like, hey, what the fuck's going on?
Especially the coworker that saw this motherfucker drag her out the restaurant. And then all of a sudden she like,
This is why I can't stand when people are quiet about situations.
Mhm.
Like, speak up. Speak up.
Mhm.
Because you don't know who it's helping. You don't know what's going to cause from it, what good can come from it.
right.
Now, I'm not saying call your neighbor and let her know her husband's cheating on her in the middle of the day. I'm saying wait till she gets home and show her the video footage. Like, I didn't go over and stop him, but like, you know, I will advocate for you in court. Here you go. But
So
why did he go after her?
he had just, okay, wait, are you talking like when she was 17? Why did he go after her?
Why
Or,
did he
like-
choose her? He was married. He had a family. There's no history on what he did with his ex-wife and how he treated her because I have too many thoughts on this.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because they went from what did we say? Like an 8-year difference? 7-year? Hang on. I gotta math it up.
But like usually abusers,
7.
it commonly when an abuser goes from one relationship to another, the violence gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
With each relationship. There's escalation because no one actually put their foot down and stopped them.
Yeah.
But I have to wonder, like, first of all, the ex-wife helping with the phone call, that fucks with me.
Yeah.
But for her to be like, okay, so if my ex, let's put myself in a situation. If my ex dated somebody and there was all this history coming up and these incidents coming up, you don't think I would be one of the people advocating for her in court? Oh, absolutely. I'd be like, no, this is a violent human being. This is who he is.
Right.
If you didn't help me, help her.
Right. And especially like she was significantly younger.
Significantly, which is probably one of those. So, especially with like even with the pedophilia, I know it makes me throw up my mouth. Even with the pedophilia, like that whole mentality is power and control, manipulation, and going after someone who is easily or naive enough, and I don't say that to be rude or hateful about her, but naive enough to be manipulated, can be easily manipulated and
Yeah.
easily misconstrued. And like, hey, I can toil with you and mold
And
you.
train you. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, groom.
Yeah.
But as the abuser, he doubled the fuck up there. Between the pedophilia and abuse, he doubled up.
Yeah.
And then so like when he left to be in Virginia with his other 2 kids, what happened to the 2 kids with the ex-wife? Too many fucking questions.
Right. Like I don't know. So she ended up I actually think that he might have ratted her out on being like,
Probably if he's dumb enough to say, hey, I broke my protective order. Hey, I impersonated her. Yeah, I had my ex-wife do it too. Yeah, I don't see him being covering for her at all.
right. So they got warrants for searching her home, Brian's home, and Geraldine's home. Like everybody got searched. They ended up finding blood in Monica's home in the kitchen. It had been tried to clean it up kind of thing.
Hiding it.
With bleach. And then
Y'all ain't Dexter. You can't hide it.
so something that was really, really, really kind of like sad was that after her apartment had been like released from the police, and the mom and the sister went, and the mom had like lifted up the tarp that they had over like the kitchen floor where they were doing like all of the testing and stuff, and she like kissed the floor because it was kind of like, oh, hey, your daughter's blood is here and everything like that. And it was like saying goodbye to the last place that she had kind of been. And the sister ended up laying down and just talking to her, like on the floor in the kitchen.
Because they don't, even with a conviction, they still don't know what happened with her, and they can't lay her to rest.
Nope.
They don't get that closure.
And he won't say anything. Like, he still denies like ever like killing her. But because of the Brittany Act, they got a first-degree conviction.
Which, yeah, because if he had taken her let's say theoretically he took her somewhere and imprisoned her, she would have died there anyways because no one was technically looking for her. They all just assumed she was dead, which I understand with the story, with the history, with the lineup, everything. Unfortunately, that is the first place to go. This is our main assumption.
Right.
But they didn't really look for her in case there wasn't a secondary option. I hate this.
Yeah, they didn't start like looking for her until July.
But they didn't do like a search, did they? Other than like her usual whereabouts, her timeline.
Yeah,
like,
they did kind of like the basic stuff,
missing
but
person.
I don't think that they ever did like a grid searches or tried to look for like GPS for like, because he had her phone. And was doing all of these like,
Where did it ping at?
right, like text messages
Where
and
has the
posts
phone been? Because if he was holding her captive somewhere, he would have had to have gone back and forth to it. What if he had her captive in Virginia somewhere?
or bodies
Because
Virginia somewhere. I don't know. And it sucks because he won't say anything.
he
And
won't let you know until
he's
on his
already
deathbed.
got like life without the possibility of parole. And I did look up like his thing. He's gotten like 2 infractions in prison for assault with a weapon and then threatening bodily harm to like one of his security guards. Sometimes. Well, yeah, with lifers, yeah, they don't care anymore. And probably
They literally have nothing
probably
to lose.
also trying to assert kind of like his station. Not dominance, but like his not hierarchy, but like in the food chain kind of thing. In the lifer section.
You're VIP forever.
Yeah, VIP forever. Hey, because he's not on death row. So this was like a very I was so pissed off like reading these things and going through this case like from start to fucking finish. Like so pissed. But Monica's parents ended up getting custody of both of her children.
Well, good. At least they were taken care of.
Yes, and so
And they never said anything about him harming the kids.
no, there
Well,
wasn't
there's a
anything
bonus,
about
apparently.
harming the kids, and especially because they were both daughters.
Oh God. There goes one of those horrible thoughts moments.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, mom and stepdad got custody of the two daughters. So it turned into a home of five because the brother was still at home too. So they went from being kind of like the grandparent role to having to step into
The parent.
the parent role. And
Which is still better for those kids.
yes, it is
It's
absolutely.
a lot for someone to take on, but it's definitely a better situation.
Yes, and they are still looking for information on like possibly where Monica's body could be, and hoping that one day Brian will fucking wake up and be like, all right, fine, here, this is where she is. I'm already in here for fucking life.
What are you gonna lose?
Right. Power, control.
Now the power is over the parents because he knows
And the kids.
and they won't know. It's like I've got that one bit of information that can bring you so much. Not necessarily peace, but closure.
Mm-hmm. Or that, oh, you really want this? I'm not
Do
giving
this
it to
for
you.
me or whatever. Yeah.
No, I'm not giving it to you. Oh, I have this. And especially like for your own children to not have like the ability to, unless he is trying to be like, no, I never killed your mom. Like for the kids. I don't know. All right, so that is all for my case of Monica. It's a big long one.
It is. It is, but and I'm trying to like
Wrap your head around it.
I'm a reactive person. We know this.
Yes.
There's just so many unresolved. And then that's one thing that I'm seeing with a lot of these. There's so many ties that just aren't there.
Yeah.
Like I always have more questions than answers, and it's infuriating.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay, so now we go to Rowan County, July of 2013. So one thing that we've discussed already is, stalking. But what happens when that stalking is not just about the partner? And it's quite common. So a little side note, I worked with a guy whose wife was extremely insecure. Oh God. So insecure.
I remember this.
She's so freaking insecure. I've never had anything to do with her husband as far as outside of our jobs. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. Great person. This woman, we never even parked on the same side of the buildings. Like, we were always outside the buildings. We never walked out of work together. The only communication outside of work was like maybe an hour within the time frame to be there. I was like, hey, I'm going to be late because he was in a supervisor position. He was running our shop at the time. And I, was part of the team. So it's like, hey, I'm not going to be there. Or I'm going to be late. Or something, communicating job-wise. There was never like any flirting or anything. This woman knew what I drove. She knew my schedule. She had looked me up enough to confront me or to address me in a Dollar General. Knew who I was. I had no idea who the hell she was. No idea. And when she told me, I was like, I'm such and such's wife. And I'm like, okay, good for you.
Like, great.
And so this woman even went in his phone, got my phone number, and texted me one day, had an hour-long conversation with me. And when I asked her husband that night, I was like, hey, did you have a fight today with your wife? Because that was pretty common from what I gathered. He was like, what are you talking about? He had no idea. None. And I'm like, I literally showed him the whole conversation, let him read it, and he was like, what? Yeah, okay. So I say that because some people step out of that realm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do understand that there are sometimes actions from their partners that make that trust where you spiral, where they break it so much that you do spiral.
Mm-hmm.
So with this case, Miss Marlene Johnson, Marlene, who was originally married to Irvin Johnson. Okay, Marlene and Irvin were married. Irvin. Yeah, Irvin. He worked with Shirley Pierce.
Shirley,
Shirley
okay.
was engaged to another gentleman. He's not a huge big part of this story.
Okay.
So I know it's like who is who here? Watching some of our cases and I'm going back through and I'm like, how are they connected? So I'm trying to make sure I made the connections. So Irvin and Shirley worked at the same company. Irvin was CFO, Shirley was an administrative assistant.
Okay.
Marlene was under the impression that they were having an affair. Now, there was no evidence like provided by the cops or anything that showed that they were having an affair. There wasn't like no meetups, no exchanges. Whatever reason she felt insecure about this woman, I swear that's just the chair. Whatever reason she felt insecure about Shirley, I don't know if there was something that she saw or if Irvin had a history of being a little player or what. I do not have those details. Marlene was so obsessed with Shirley that she stalked, threatened, and assaulted her for 6 years. She stalked her for 6 years for working with her husband, for doing her job.
How many times did she assault her?
A couple, actually. A few.
A couple.
So we're getting there. So, Marlene had a troubled history with Irvin, which, from what I read, is mostly on her end, not necessarily a he and she together, or he did this and she reacted this way. She did have a history of mental health issues and struggles. In 2011, Marlene showed up at a restaurant Shirley was at and assaulted her outside the restaurant. She was arrested. A DVO protection order was put on her for Shirley. And she was actually convicted of assault. So she already had that hit from 2011.
Right.
She then hired not one, 2 private investigators to prove that Irvin and Shirley were having an affair.
Oh my God.
When the first PI was like, there's nothing. There's no evidence. Like he's like, I've followed them. I've taken photos. I've watched their routines.
Right.
He couldn't find anything. So she hired a second guy who again, couldn't find anything. If I had to hire a private investigator to follow my partner, there's a fucking problem
Right.
to start with.
Yeah.
Um,
Then I need to look at myself. Be like, "Whoa."
yes.
Or just to be like, fuck it. Like,
So after the incident in 2011, Irvin decided to separate from Marlene. Fuck yeah! Yeah. So he ended up having a DVO protection put against her after he had been assaulted by her. So she assaulted her husband. She assaulted her husband's non-girlfriend, colleague.
Yeah.
Colleague.
it's kind of like,
Had them both investigated. Stalked the girl he worked with. Girl, you got too much time on your hands. Right? For 6 fucking years. 6 freaking years she was doing this, okay?
that would be like absolute torment to herself. Like, why are
Yeah.
you?
Obsession.
Yeah.
The obsession, the turmoil that you are putting on yourself. Not only, it's terrible that you're going to go lash out at somebody else because you just think, like, she couldn't be the only woman that he
Right.
worked with. So,
Right.
like,
Why is it her?
Exactly. Why her? Like, maybe there were messages that were work-related because you're talking a CFO and an administrative expert. Okay, I have messages from my CEO and, like, on my work phone.
Right.
I don't know if they had, like, company phones or what. Whatever reason she lashed onto this particular person.
Does she think that she's prettier than her?
Probably. There is always going to be somebody who's more attractive, smarter, more financially sound. Like,
Yeah.
that has more than you to offer. And if my man wants to leave me for someone who he thinks has more, toodles.
Go.
My
just-
pleasure.
That just means that you've wasted my time and I need to go find.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. You've done me a favor. The trash took itself out. Bye-bye. I don't. The
And-
obsessing over another person.
Yeah.
Like,
That's unhealthy. So unhealthy. And it even if you have like some sort of mental like health issues, obsessing over another person is going to spiral you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until the
Yes.
point of apparently assaulting somebody.
but here's one, before I finish this case, here's one of the things where I'm like, what if she did find evidence of an affair? How would you have done that? Like, how would you have, like, what would have happened if you found what you were looking for?
Better.
You've already, like, assaulted your husband. He left you. You got tired of your shit. You assaulted his colleague who he wasn't involved with. And honestly, like, I had a little giggle because I thought, well, maybe he was having an affair with somebody else there. And she just did
Right, she just took the hit. You're like, dude, what the fuck, man? You owe me.
But at what point, like, and I understand not wanting to leave your job if you're good at it,
Yeah.
and you're making money, and you've worked
hard.
you've worked to be where you're at.
Yeah.
But at what point is it okay? I already had to put a protection order against your wife.
Right.
Like, she's already come at me, physically injured me. At what point is there like it's time to go?
Okay,
Like,
maybe
I need to
I need
leave.
to separate myself from this fuckery.
Yes, exactly. Like, hey, this is not good for me. I need to.
Like, y'all issues are spilling out onto.
And for you're gonna love this. For you to find someone to blame for the fact that your marriage is fucked up.
Oh yeah, love that.
Somebody who's not even involved with you or your husband or ex-husband, however you want to put it.
Right.
So, anyways, July 2013. Okay. Shirley's fiance did not hear from her. So he came home to find that she had been stabbed multiple times. She had several defensive wounds on her hands. She had cuts on her face, and the cause of death was to the jugular. And the cuts were so deep that, not looking at her, but during the autopsy, they discovered the handle to the knife. It was that damn deep. It had broken off into her throat.
The handle?
The handle of the knife. It had broken off.
Whoops.
It was, I mean, there was a lot of rage in
Sorry,
this.
your neck isn't really that big. How big was the fucking knife? Or at least my neck
Enough.
is not that big.
Enough to... We're not going to compare necks.
We're not? Like the weird, creepy.
What are you doing like that? So, it looked like the scene had been tried to clean up. Someone had tried to clean up the blood. They found the bloody paper towels. I need to make a list of tummy criminals. They found the bloody paper towels that had blood spatter that eventually did match to the DNA. She was taken in like 2 days after the murder. And you know what's fucked up? I mean, the whole thing's fucked up.
Yeah, the whole thing's fucked up.
Her husband is the one who called and said, this was probably my ex-wife.
Oh my God. Good for him.
Right? Like,
Good for fucking him.
He called and said, look, she's
Fucking psycho.
crazy. And yes, she had a protective order. I had a protective order. She has a history of mental illness. She has a history of danger. Why this? I mean, she'd already been arrested and convicted. And it did nothing. It did nothing.
This was that like delusion of
Mhm.
I'm taking out the competition, even though I don't have any evidence of it. I'm still taking her the fuck out.
She
Fucking psycho.
she like zeroed in on this poor woman.
Who
And I don't
was
know.
engaged?
Maybe she did at one point have something happen with him. I don't know, but they had no actual evidence of it. It was a matter of this woman fixated on her. And maybe she felt like she was subpar. Maybe she felt inferior. I don't know. But at some point you have to be like, look, regardless of whether this person is better than you or not in your own mind, if my man is giving her his attention,
Take it.
let me put a bow on his head and send him your way.
I am never fighting for a man again. Ever.
Ever.
You fucking want him taken.
Ever. But I do wonder, like, there is a part of me that wonders if maybe your husband had a history.
I mean, there is a possibility.
Of that-
Or she just has such horrible self-esteem where it's like, he can't, like, be in love with me. And so he must be just with me because
yes.
of this or of that, or because he had to. Did they
Or
have
he
kids?
settled. No, there was no reports of them having kids. So here's another freaked out part of this. All right. So she actually had slapped Shirley before the arrest and the assault from the restaurant. So they were at a gala for their job. Oh my God. She came in and just smacked her in front of a group of people.
I'm sorry, but I would have fucked her up.
Oh God, yes. Her head would be through the wall. Like, you're going out the window. You're taking a quick exit.
Stomping the shit out of her.
Like-
Especially if in front of people you came up to me and fucking assaulted me. Hell no.
The fact that she took these assaults, and I'm like, this man, I don't care who you are, was not worth it. Your job was not worth that. And I'm not saying that as a hate towards Shirley in any way, shape, or form. But girl, you took more than you should have. And especially there at the end. Marlene's boyfriend tried to cover for her very, very briefly. So
She had a boyfriend?
after her and her husband separated, she started seeing another man.
But she was still
She was still obsessed with Shirley and her husband. And he was like, he tried to cover for her as her alibi.
I'm sorry, if your new boo is like, I need you to be my alibi for this fucking murder, what are you gonna say?
If my boo is after, if my man's is like so obsessed with his ex and whoever the she may be seeing, or you ain't got space for me. And I take up a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot, and I know that. If
A-
you don't
A
have,
weak man cannot handle.
we have proven this quite a few times. It has been proven. It has
Yeah.
been proven.
But
Like,
yeah, no, especially if they're coming to me being like, hey, I need you to tell whatever, or be like, hey, I was with you such and such night, blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
and I know for a fact that you were fucking not, I'm gonna be like, what?
oh, it gets better. So the surveillance cameras at Shirley's home caught her. And she gave it to her boyfriend, who kept her from the cops. So he was an association. And then he gave it all up. They even found mail, bills, and other mail from Shirley's mailbox that this bitch took. She was stalking her. She was obsessed with her. She was assaulting her and him. And it's like, at what point? It made me so mad. Like, I'm not a sit back and do nothing. If you're coming at me,
Right.
we're gonna fight. Like, if this person came at me at a work function,
At a work fucking function.
hi, I will take being fired to stand up for myself.
Oh yeah.
And
And
then-
I'm sorry, but if they fire her for defending herself, that would be some fucked up shit too.
oh yeah, we're going to court.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But she deserves so much more. So they did try to blame it on her mental illnesses, and I was like, huh. But that did not pull out. She was just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She was violent. She was spiraling.
See, that should have been like one of those where you could commit a motherfucker for that shit.
Mhm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
the husband should have.
See, here's what
Committed.
one thing that absolutely fucks with me when we're reading these cases is the time frame. So like,
Yeah.
they knew it was her. They had the proof in 2013. She wasn't convicted till 2018, July 2018, January 2018. I'm sorry, January 2018 is when she was convicted. Why the fuck did it take you 5 years?
Was she out on bond, or was she in jail the whole time?
I'm pretty sure she was maintained the whole time.
Well, then it's kind of like we got her, it's fine. We're gonna stack it up. But if she got out on like bond or whatever, then it'd be like, hey, you just let her run around for how long?
And she's already violent.
Right.
She's unhinged. She needs help.
She needs incarceration.
She needs therapy. Not her, but like it. I agree with the incarceration. I agree with the incarceration, but yeah, she needs like help, because that's not, imagine being so obsessed and so full of that rage. And I know what it's like to be full of rage and, and anger and resentment. And it literally consumes and controls you. And to come out of it is not easy. It takes work. It takes cutting those ties. It takes walking away from a lot and accepting so many things that you don't like, and then doing a whole lot of inner work.
Yeah.
Which was just nuts.
Right. And yeah, that's a lot of time and energy and effort. Like, I don't even have.
Like, we've talked about stalking. We've talked about the statistics. We've talked about, you know, how often it does happen, but not just to the person that was involved in the intimate relationship, but the people outside
it goes
of it as well.
It goes kind of wider. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the fact that this man, it's what kills me. I would have loved to have seen like his reaction. Did he take up for her? Did he like try to stop the assaults? Did he, oh, I'm gonna get an order against you for me, and just kind of like, like, push you on your own.
No, I
Like-
find the new boyfriend just to be like fucking, like, really?
He clearly had like low standards.
How does it say how old he was?
No, it does not. But he clearly had low standards, because if I were to meet someone and they were like, "Oh, I have these protection orders against me from my ex," which
Well,
is
I don't know.
not
He might not have.
something-
She might not have told him about anything
Probably
like
not.
that.
But if she was violent to him, clearly those will probably be the same.
How long were they together? It didn't say? Okay, so we're just gonna assume that it's like, you know, fresh, maybe 6 months, maybe. Okay? If obviously, like, you know, you're not gonna sit there and be like, hey, like, I got these charges, and I got this, and I got that, and I'm kind of violent. And it is kind of like that.
I'm kind of violent.
I'm kind of violent.
That was not on my dating profile.
You're not gonna kind of go into like in depth like about like your charges and everything like that at that honeymoon kind of stage where you're just now kind of, you don't want to scare them off, you don't want to do this.
If you saw her picture, it didn't take much.
Oh, did she look great?
Okay, so she looked slightly disheveled. But she did just
Like-
get arrested for murder. So
Okay, but like beautiful mind type shit.
like Silence of the Lambs type shit.
Oh.
So I'm saying he had low standards.
Okay, we're very Buffalo Bill. Nah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's terrible. I know. To each their own.
Okay, so
To each.
going to the boyfriend and being like, hey, I need you to take this.
Yeah.
I need you to hold on to this. I need you to hide it from the police. I need you to, you know,
Lie for me.
Lie for me, okay?
Yeah.
And you're just gonna blindly be like, yeah, babe, I got no problem. I got
sure.
you. I have had, you know, criminal activity in my previous younger years. Never once am I not going to be like, why the fuck you want me to hold on to this?
Yeah. And be like,
No, I'm not blindly fucking doing
why
this
would
shit.
why would you even put me, if you care about me, in that position?
But that's
Why were
also-
you at your ex-husband's, not girlfriend's, house? Like,
But that's also kind of like a different thing too. Where is this?
Rowan County.
Where is that by? I need to know if we are kind of by like big city, inner city, kind of hood-ish ishness. Because there is kind of like I want to say like an ignorance for that kind of like lifestyle, when you don't kind of grow up in it, to being kind of like, yeah, you need me to hang on to something for you? Okay, cool.
An hour from Charlotte.
An hour.
County seat of Salisbury, so
Then he should have known. He should have known. Unless she rocked his world.
I don't know if rocking my world is enough to alibi you for murder.
Think about a dude.
I do. A lot. He's mine, okay? So,
like, okay, you breaking off some, like, you know, and dudes are all like, yo, I'll do that for you.
they
my
say
God.
crazy is always the best. But
Uh-huh.
Buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I-
No, you know, it just popped in my fucking head.
I'm not in there, no.
You ready? Little bunny foo foo out through the forest, scooping up the field mice.
Yeah, Shirley didn't deserve any of this, but
Absolutely.
and I, like I said, point of views. At some point, when were you going to protect yourself?
Yeah, especially at
Like-
like the goddamn. If I'm not work party,
First of all, I'm not one of those. I'm going to go out and like seduce your husband to start with, or get involved with guys I work with. Often did that. I have done that. There's a reason I refuse to do it ever again. But you get you got like 6 fucking years. We're not talking like within a couple weeks. We're talking this was years
yeah,
of dealing
I don't.
with this drama. Like, why was it?
Yeah, Shirley got some stamina to deal with some shit. Like, I'm sorry.
Why would you? Like, why? There ain't no dick worth that.
Well, Shirley wasn't fucking him.
Or jobs. There's nothing.
I was thinking more of like the money and the job and shit, because you know, I mean, I kinda understand that.
Sacrificing my money is worth my peace. But then you have to also wonder, if she did leave the job, would that have stopped it?
Probably not at this point.
I mean, you're talking 6 years of going after somebody. And if you were gonna,
And what about the company?
if you were like, why did they put up with it too?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. That I don't know. It's like, okay, you keep your personal business there, but your wife's showing up to work events.
Right.
And like, why are you going after her and not the husband? So like, if you think your husband or boyfriend,
Oh,
or
as in
your
like, why am I not
partner-
going after my man?
So in a cheating situation, it's not always
Instead of
the
going after the woman.
person
Yeah.
that
Okay.
they're with. Now,
Oh.
there are those that like, hey, if you know this person's in a relationship, why the fuck did you get involved with them to start with? However, especially if they're married. However, my issue is going to be with my man to
Right.
start with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to
Because
take my man and he wants to go with you, bye-bye.
right.
But
But
I'm
you don't know about like that also kind of what they're being told. So yeah, going after the fucking man is where it needs to go. Like, hey, why the fuck are you doing this? You know,
Mhm.
not the other person doesn't know like what's happening and what's really going on.
But well, like you said, maybe they're getting a different end of the story. I know we did.
yes.
So, this
Shirley did not
she didn't deserve it.
deserve
She
that.
didn't. I don't know why she put up with it for as long as she had. There was no like HR getting involved. There was like none of those reports, which I'm sure they kind of kept some of that, under wraps.
But you would think, like, because there was a protection order, that she wouldn't be allowed to show up at work events.
Well, like we know, I always encourage people to get the orders. I do. I encourage you to make that history. I encourage you to do it. But at the end of the day, no, it's not going to be the thing that saves you.
No.
It's not going to be the good thing about a protection order is the good thing about a protection order is the history.
Yeah.
There's exactly the paper trail. So when something does happen, it's documented. It's already there. Like this has already been an issue. Like they have more evidence to go on. And if let's say this person did show up to your work, they've already broken their orders, so now they have means to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you a little bit longer to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
But if someone's going to keep coming at me, I'm not going to wait for them to get me. Does that make sense?
Especially if they've like assaulted you.
You have every right for your own protection. You do. You absolutely have the right to protect yourself.
Right.
I'm not saying go kill someone that's driving you crazy. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm saying like this person kept coming at her. Other than the one protection order from 2011, there was no other like recorded history of trying to help herself. And I hate that. She is absolutely the afflicted in this.
Oh, yeah.
She was absolutely took the rap for whatever was happening between this family because of this crazy lady.
Right.
She fixated on her, on this woman.
Yeah.
And it's like she zoned in.
Seeing Red. Red was a long time ago. That was a couple exits back.
Yeah. She skipped the whole rest of the freaking
Yes, she did.
crayon box.
All right. So, thank you for joining us on this episode of Skybreakers True Crime. Our hearts are with the afflicted, survivors, and the families whose lives are connected to these stories we share. We ask that you hold them with care and compassion. If there is someone you know experiencing abuse, please know that you are not alone and help is available. Until sun dies, shatter the skies.
Sky.